Hi, everybody. It's been a long time since I've been on, and I've just not been. Oh, I just said something weird right there. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, I haven't been on in a long time, and I just thought it's okay, Mary. It's about time you come on. You've been feeling better. Need to get up, get busy, get going. And I decided I would just do a quick little series on how you can make a book from a box without any special tools. I'm not going to use a cutter. I'm not going to use a scoreboard. I'm not going to use a standard, you know, uh, my big bite. I'm going to use just a poke tool like an ice pick um, or a heavy needle. And anyway, and I'm not going to have a lot of cutting to do on my paper because I'm going to use standard size computer sheets that most of us all have. Mine are tea-dyed, but I'm not going to have to cut them. All I'm going to have to do is fold them and insert them. So we're going to start by, you can see here, I have a Ritz box, and I have it opened up so that the bottom is my attached piece. Let me get it in sync here with my camera, which I can never decide which way to go. Anyway, this is my center. This is going to be my spine. So all of these flaps have got to be cut off. I have also, because I like my books, I want these books to be down to a size where we can just fold our paper and put them in. I have marked off. This is a 6-inch line here. This will be 6 inch in height, and it will be 5.5 in width. So that when you fold your 11 by 9 piece of paper, you will have a margin here inside of it, and you will have a margin on the top and the bottom, and not have to cut it. So let's get started. And what I'm going to use, I'm not even going to use a cutter of any kind. I'm going to use my scissors. And it's a little difficult to cut them sometimes, when you're using just plain old scissors. This is cardboard but it's thinner cardboard, but yet it's a good solid piece. A cracker box is pretty good made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting down my 6-inch line, and I'm going to cut off this flap first. So right up here at the top, I'm going to cut off this flap, which I will not need. And I'm going to cut it just to get it out of the way of this line. And then I'm going to cut off this bottom flaps here. And this is on the other side of it. And the flap that's connected there. And go right up, get that one. And then just cut off all the flaps all the way around it. That way they'll be out of your way. Now you can save these flaps and make tuck pieces to go in pockets and that kind of thing. You can, decorate them pretty and put them in the inside of it. And, all the pieces that you cut off in some way or another, these little cardboard pieces here, could become a cluster piece. So don't throw them away until you're sure you're ready to, because you might want to use them if you don't have a lot of other tags and things. This is the way that I started out making books, and this is the way I started out doing it, is with scissors and nothing else. Glue. I had some glue. So, and I did have a few sheets of pretty paper that I had been sent. And you can use cloth if you want to put it back on it. Now we're cut down into a book shape. There's our spine. And here is our cutting lines all drawn out on it. And I did this with my plain ruler, and I just laid it down and made a line this way at 6 inches and this way to here at 5.5. So I'm going to cut it from here to here and get my 6 inches high. And here I'm cutting 2 layers. Go right on off of it. Then I'm going to cut across this and do my 5-inch on here. And I'm not going to worry about my mark lines being a little screwy. I had to go back and remeasure, make sure I had things right. All those mark lines are going to disappear. Okay, so now here is our, oh, I forgot to cut the back side. Okay, I was wondering what was wrong with that, and I got out of camera. My camera is not pointed out enough. Let me get it out a little more. Okay, so now we're going to cut the back side off, right down that 5.5-inch line. And there's our little book. This is a 2-inch spine, 6 by 5.5. So that is 6 inches. No, 5.5 here and 6 inches here. So this is our spine, and it is straight. Maybe not as straight as it could be because I cut it with scissors, but you know, it's straight enough that once you get your signatures bound in, it's going to be fine. So that's our next step is to decorate our book. I thought I would make this one a Christmas book, and I can fold this all into the inside if I wanted to have a plain outside, but it really doesn't matter. This is really slick, and sometimes it's hard to glue on. So I have them, because you might not have some. Let me see if I can find it. It's hidden here somewhere. There it is. I have an old emery board that I keep for sanding. And all I'm going to do is lay it down on it, and I'm going to rough this up. You can see it's working because here's the paint on it. And it's just an old emery board. You can use an emery board, a file, whatever you've got that you know, that's laying around. If you've got some sandpaper is great too. But this is what I use. And it's just to take the gloss off of it so that your glue will hold. So. Kind of rough it up both ways. Okay. Now I'm going to step away just a minute and get my glue, and then we'll put some paper on it. Now I've got a whole box of glue here, but let me tell you that my glue, this is Fabri-Tac here. This is just, I know it's in a bottle that's for oh, I can't think of the name of it right now. But anyway, for the fancy glue that's expensive, this is Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue all. Okay, I'm going to, it was just given to me and I use it all the time. And then I do have a small bottle of tacky glue. But I'm going to use the Elmer's. Elmer's is something. Elmer's school glue is fine to work with. Any kind of glue you'd like to use, actually. So I have laid some paper out here and gone through some paper. And I thought I would make this a quick little Christmas journal. So I have a red and white, kind of a snowflake looking, snowy looking page. And I have this that I'm going to use on the front of it. So what I'm going to do is, because it won't cut it all and fold around it, I'm going to cut just this piece, and then I'm going to use this on the spine, and then use that up here and make another piece up here. So if I can. If not, I have 2 sheets of this. You don't have to do that. If you don't have enough, if you don't have any fancy paper or whatever, you can use brown paper sack. You can use a Christmas bag if you have it. You can use a pharmacy sack like this. You can cover it in any kind of paper you have. And then you can decorate it with maybe a Christmas card or something that you have on hand. I happen to have these and need to use them up, so that's what I'm going to use. Use any kind of paper you want. You can always paint them, leave them brown, and decorate them with some glitter. Put some, like I said, use Christmas cards on them. Whatever you want to do. There's nothing here that you could not do with something else. And all you have to do is glue them down. So I'm going to take lay my book aside. I'm going to take my book and I'm going to measure out I want a little fold over on this side. So I'm going to going to mark it here. Here, here. Whoops. I'm not going up far enough. I've got to mark it like up here. Now I got it. And I'm not going to be just perfectly straight with this. I'm going to just guess at it. And I'm giving myself about 1/4 of an inch around it. Now I'm going to come out. I don't have to worry about this line, because this is going to cover it. So I'm just going to cut it off right in this area. Okay. So now we're going to cut that piece of paper out with our scissors. And I hope I cut it straight. Maybe I better get my ruler out and make a straight line down it. I'm not always the best in the world at cutting straight. And if you don't trust yourself to cut straight, draw your line. So here we go. We're going to cut this right up this line. And I'm going to go up to that line there that I made to turn back. And I'm going to connect that line to that line. Don't have to, because this is going to all be curved under. I said it was, but I lost my pen. Okay, here we go. To there. On this side you don't have to worry about. So here we go. We're going to cut this piece out. As you can see, that's not much bigger than a large size Christmas card. So, you know, by the time you get it cut out, you've pretty well got it ready to go. Let's see if I've got enough to do the other side. I do have, because I can, it's going to run the same way. And it is. Okay. I'm going to draw this line over here. Right across there. And I will cut right on across there. All right. So there's our two pieces to go here and here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to glue those down. So let's start with this one up here. Hope I've got enough glue in this to do it. It feels like it might be a little stopped up. Let's get a pen and see if we can open that. Okay. Now let's try that again. May just be that near out. Well, if all else fails, you get out the Mod Podge, which my Mod Podge is the same thing as, it's just Elmer's glue and water. So I'll get out some Mod Podge. So if you don't have any Mod Podge, mix you up some Elmer's glue and water. Mine's a little thin right at the moment. Okay, I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to edge it up right there to that fold and lay it down. And smooth it out. I'm going to come over here to this side and I'm going to again mix that up a little bit. I need a mat under this. Be gluing. Okay, we're going to lay this one right here the same way and give it just about the same amount of margin on both sides. Lay it down, smooth it out. Okay, then we're going to turn it over. And you can see I'm not the straightest in the world with these edges. I'm not worried about that in the least little bit. I'm just, okay, stick now. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to trim these corners just slightly in, not too close to the corner, come in, and then you can come back out again, and leave about 1/8 of an inch at that corner to cover your corner. And you can do the same thing with a little corner piece right there if you want to. Mod Podge will make your book curl a little bit, but it'll straighten out. Okay, we're going to do a little bit of a nip here into the corner. Here into the corner. There into the corner. There may need just a little more Mod Podge right there. Okay, we're going to cut this corner and leave that 1/8 of an inch. Okay, now we're going to take some of this glue. We're going to just go right around the edges on both pieces. Like I said, you can just do this with regular glue. You don't have to have any fancy bottles or anything else. You can use school glue. The school glue will hold it. It is water soluble, but who's going to get water on the book? I mean, if you get water on your book, it's going to be ruined anyway. So, okay, now we're going to turn this piece over and press it down. And come over here and press this one down. And press it real close to your book. And then we're going to come on the end and press it in. Okay. And there you go. We have the front of our book covered. And pretty corners. So now we're going to do this part of it. I'm going to rub this with glue. There. And there. And down here. Fold the top in. Bring it up. Make sure it's tight on the edge. Bring it over to the corner. Then we're going to do this edge. Bring it over. Turn it in. And then bring this one over. And bring it down. And there we just covered the back. And since my paper didn't cover it completely, I'm going to use this as my piece for my front. And all I'm going to do with it, because I'm not going to use a scoreboard, is I'm just going to turn it over. And I know that it's 2.5 inches wide, so I'm allowing myself about 3 inches here because I want it to come over the front just a little bit. So we've got actually that's probably 3 1/4 inch, but that's okay. I don't mind if it comes over that far. I'm going to rub it down with my fingernail real good, so I've got a real good edge to cut by. And you want to cut in the valley so you get a good cut. You know, it's hard to cut in the mountain. So you want to pull it out and make sure you're right in the valley, which I wasn't, but I am now. And I'm going to cut right down the valley. Okay. Now I need 6 inches this way. So I'm going to mark my 6-inch mark. Which would be right here. Two, 3, 4, 5. Always count them because that's 6. So, as you can see, it's easy to get off. And then go over on this side and make your 6-inch mark. And I'm a little off. Okay, but now that's as exact. Actually, that was short. How did I get that short? See, you can be off. Don't worry. Don't panic. Always measure again to make sure you got it in the right place. Let's see. No, see, I had it at 5 1/4, so it has to go right there. But what we forgot to do, well, that says that's 6. And my spine is 6. But I've got to give it a little bit to turn under, so I'm going to go 7 inches. Or 6.5 inches. Yeah, 6.5 inches. So, about right there. Because I've got to have the inch to turn over. They'll give me a 1/4 inch on each side to turn over. Okay, going to fold it there. Make sure my sides line up so I get it straight. Fold it in. Going to give it a little bit more. So we'll go up above it another 1/4 inch. Give it just a little bit more because I want to be able to turn that edge, this edge, over. So here we go. We're going to Mod Podge this on. And since I'm going out on my paper, I'm going to go out a little ways there and out a little ways here. So I get my edges good. Okay. I'm going to lay it down. Giving it the edges to turn over. And I'm seeing if I'm lined up pretty good here, and I'm not. I'm going to go over a little bit farther. I'm picking it up so that I can see if I'm kind of straight on it, and I'm not. So I'm pushing it on it. There we go. Now I'll lay it down and rub it in. Turn this edge up. And this is all going to be covered, so don't worry about that. This edge up and turn it over. Give it a little glue. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to bend it slightly and easily towards the center, and this side too. And now we have our book covered and we're ready to start putting paper in it. So the next time when I come back, we'll get out the paper and I will fold the signatures and show you how I plan on uh, sorting them and folding them in. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you'll come back to watch the rest of it, and we'll decorate this book and make it real Christmassy. So I hope you enjoyed, and gather up your Christmas cards, gather up your old tags from Christmas presents, gather up your bags if you have any extras that you don't think you'll use, some that maybe are torn at the top or like that kind of thing. All those things can be used to decorate a Christmas journal. So I'm going to tell you goodbye and thanks for watching, and I hope you come back and watch the rest of this book being made and how to make it without all the fancy supplies, because anybody can do this, and you can put any kind of paper in it, and you can make it a photo album, you can make it a journal, you can do whatever you want to with this. There are photo albums that you can take apart and make it part of your book. There's all sorts of things that you can do with these. So come on back and let's see, and we'll see what we do with them. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon. This is Mary signing out. Bye-bye.